Hello, my name is Ilona and there is chaos. We are in the storm right now. There is so much going on. In the Netherlands, we had a demonstration in Rotterdam, which unfortunately went pretty much off the rails. And my heart goes out to the people who were involved in that. It was a demonstration against the restriction, but it was taken over by people that were demonstrating against the fact that their fireworks were taken away from them. The government in the Netherlands announced Friday that people were not allowed to use it at the end of the year. So a lot of people got angry with that and kind of took over the demonstration. There were people in black that were stirring up things purposely. So I do believe they were paid there. That was part of the false flag. Then there were the bricks conveniently laying around there when there wasn't really construction going on there. Very strange. There are some confusing reports, so to speak, about who was there as a team or not. I've seen some pictures. I do believe that the European police force was there. There apparently is a European sort of military police force. So there are from police forces all over Europe, from Italy, Portugal, from the Netherlands, Romania, and they're picked and they serve the European Union. So I've read their site and it's a bit vague what they exactly do. They say there are only 800. I believe there are a lot more of them. And they're called the Euro Gen 4. It stands for European Gendarmerie Force. So, and they have a military status. So I do believe they are allowed to just shoot directly. And it's very vague where they fall under and what laws they actually follow. So that's a very strange group of people. I do feel they are completely black hat. And the people selected in that group probably have some traits like no conscience and no problems following orders, that sort of thing. So I do believe they were trained in a specific way. And they also make sure if they used, like they were most likely used in the Netherlands, that there are people there who are not Dutch and have no connections to the Netherlands. So most likely they were from Romania or Italy. So there is no problem following the orders. So they are placed there as well. We have more demonstration or more civil unrest in Amsterdam and Roermond, I think on Saturday. In Brussels there was a demonstration which also went off the handle at the end. I've seen a lot of videos where people were just connecting in a very loving, peaceful way. But also videos that there were conveniently bricks lying around there as well. Very strange. And I'm sure that the people that started all the steering were probably, again, dressed in black and probably came out of some bus and were paid for. That's what I believe. And we see that unrest also in the United States at the moment after the Rittenhouse trial. A lot going on there. Really, the elite are trying to create chaos. Like I said, that's their food. That's how they live off that low vibration. So it's very important for us to stay as high as possible in our vibration and not lower ourselves. If you feel, or how do you say that, fear or anger, like I said before, anger is also a very easy to manipulate people, the emotion anger. So face your anger, but make sure you don't just throw it out there. Use it. A justified anger is very important to just, this is my boundary, here is where I stand. But you can do that in a very loving, peaceful way. You can stay strong, not give in, not give up, but don't use that anger. Usually it comes from dysfunctional families where maybe people have been abused, a lot of emotional neglect, and people get very angry and they still carry that anger around. They don't want to feel, they feed off that anger. And that's pretty much what the elite is now using. They're triggering that, hoping people will start living out that anger and use aggression, destroy things. They enjoy that. So make sure that you also face that anger and the pain underneath, because there's a lot of pain underneath. There are a lot of people want to live in their anger because they don't want to face the fear and the sadness underneath it. They see that as weak, and then they prefer that angry state because that gives them a sort of power. So it's really time we need to look at that as well, because we can't take that anger with us. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with standing your ground. You can do that in a very calm, peaceful way and really like, no, this is it. This is where I stand. It's better than being this very angry person and just throwing out things and breaking things, destroying things. It's very important. We need to look at that as well. So I want to take a look at the energy in the USA. We have Mr. Lindell, who's going to the Supreme Court, I think on Tuesday. This is about what happened in November 2020 in the States. He's still pushing through that, and I think that's important. People need to hear that, need to know about that. We have the Maxwell case. That's not this week. I believe it's the Monday the 29th. But the media is really trying to distract from that. They're barely mentioning it, why it's such an important case. Names will come out, especially in Hollywood, politicians, people in high places. So this is something that they really just do not want to mention at all, do not want to pay any attention, and then they need something else to take away the attention to the Maxwell case. So I do believe there are going to be more false flags the coming week. They're really going to do how to steer things up, hoping that people will pay attention to that and not paying attention over there, what's going on. So I'm going to take a look at the energy of the USA right now. This is the Queen of Swords. That's above. The central card is the Fool. This is the card in the past, the Two of Wands. This is underneath the Page of Swords. And the card of the future is the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, that's a beautiful card. So right now, things are changing in the United States. May not be immediately visible, but I do believe that the white hats are taking over more and more control. I do believe that they are actually probably behind that entire thing with Mr. B and his operation and transference of his power. That was just, to be honest, beyond ridiculous. So I do believe that they're behind that. And it's like, well, see, people, you still believe these people, you still believe in this charade. But I do believe that they're doing this, especially with the Page of Swords. This is about communications. This is about also sharing things. So I do believe that more and more things are coming out in the media. More and more people are speaking out. And really, it's getting ridiculous in certain areas, especially the political area. So that's what the Fool is about, that everything is possible. It's opening up a possibility. So I do believe that the white hats are in control there and pretty much are moving their plan along. The elite is hoping that they're going to make mistakes. They're not going to make mistakes. It doesn't feel like that at all. I think they are in full control and they know exactly what steps to take next and what to do. Because this is also about discernment. So in America, it's now very important to see what feels right and what isn't right. It's about that communication. It's about the news shared, the information shared. This is an information war. We are going to get to the war stage, so to speak, but this is really about the information war, about information not being shared, twisted around. Like I said, the media is going to have a narrative away from the most important cases, purposely away from important things people are talking about. They will just neglect it. They will not look at it. They will just, how do you say this? Just ignore it. And it's very likely they're going to start saying pretty much lies about certain situations. I believe I saw an article this morning on Telegram. Someone apparently by a media outlet said that that person was raided And the person was like, no, I wasn't at all. So they're starting to lie now. They're starting to get out of control, which is good in a way. Also, the entire trial last week, people are really starting to talk about the position the media was in and how subjective they were and lying about things, just like what happened with Russia. And of course, we're waiting for Durham to step up, but he will. I have no doubt about that. People starting to see that the media have been spreading lies. People need to see that. People need to discern what information they take in. They need to start feeling and also just think about things as well. Is this correct? Is this right? Is this wrong? They have to make that decision for themselves and not just accept things that are coming in, not just news coming in and like, oh, well, that should be right. That's probably true. They're saying it on TV. So this is where the United States is heading. And this is a beautiful energy. This is Pentacles, of the Nine of Pentacles. This person is just enjoying. So I do believe that there will be a new basis created. And do believe that this is like the world we really want to go in. I'm not sure at what time frame, but we're heading towards this. We're heading towards, how do you say that, more peace, more loving, more connection, and that's what people want. I do believe that one of the first things when politically things will change, and I hope, truly hope that will happen fast, especially if the USA falls politically, everything will fall globally. And I'm really hoping it will happen soon, but we'll have to wait and see. Like I say in my other videos, we need to do our shares. We need to keep our vibration high and starve those elites. We just need to starve them, but taking away their food supply. So the weaker they will get, and the more we will manifest in a peaceful, loving way. We are very strong. We need to understand that. So I do believe when the political side will fall, that also everything around that health thing that's going on will come out. And that's very, very important, because that has to stop. It needs to be clear to people what's going on. It really needs to be clear. So that's what I can see is going on in the energy in the United States of America. I also want to take a look at the financial system. I've read this morning an article that the Santander Bank, I hope I pronounced this correctly, the Santander Bank in the UK, the services are down. In Germany, I got a personal message from someone that said that small banks in Germany are about to collapse. I also saw United Nations warning about the banking system in Afghanistan, that it's about to collapse. So I just want to take a look. There's also that thing with the Evergrande going on. They are keeping everything artificially at a high rate. I do believe that. So what's going on with the financial system, the energy right now? Are we close to a collapse? This is the Seven of Swords. That's the card above. This is the Seven of Pentacles. That's the central card. This is the Five of Pentacles in the past. This is the Seven of Cups. That's interesting. We have 3 sevens. And this is the future. Oh, that's the Knight of Wands. So we really are waiting for the collapse, and it's coming. It's coming. I truly believe that it's coming. So this is really just waiting. People know they're trying to get away. The elite is trying to get away with it. They're hoping they can pretty much get away with their money, but it's falling apart. I believe they're pretty much broke. They don't have anything anymore, and things are going to fall apart. So it will be frightening for people. I do believe there will be a moment that everything will seem lost, everything will collapse, and it will scare a lot of people, a lot of confusion, people not sure what's going on. So I do believe we're at the moment that it could happen any day now, but this is also a card of patience, but it's coming. The collapse is coming. The old system has to go before the new system will pop up, so to speak, and that's the new system, which is of course the White Hat system, the quantum financial system. that will be it's already running, but it will be rolled out, so people will know that it's running, and it will take over the old system. But I do believe there will be a moment that people will think everything is lost. I do believe that we need to get to that point. It will probably be part of that scare event, that really the collapse of everything. I believe Juan Osaven talks about that scare event that everyone thinks everything is lost. We still need to get to that event, and I do believe that the financial collapse is part of that event. We also have that Third World War looming in the back, and a lot of things happening, but I do believe that the financial system will be part of that. But as you can see, it will turn out better than what we would expect, a lot better. So really have faith, trust that it will turn out very, very well for us. It's very important to keep our mind focused on what we want, keep our mind focused on this beautiful new world we are creating, because we'll be pulling it into our reality. That's so important. And all these things are going on right now. I can really see this as panic from the elite. So I see that as a very good sign. It means we are raising our vibration, and they're pretty much losing control. So I want to leave it at that, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye.